Welcome once again to Inside Michigan Basketball. We're in the meat of the schedule, this long Big Ten journey. It's a journey that promises only one thing. It will test your inner resolve all the way to your core, as the Wolverines found out again this week. Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meyer.
Hey, offensively, fellas, let's use our strengths. We have speed advantage. They've got to load to the basketball and really condense on us. Let's drive and climb and make sure we're playing off of each other. Use their physicality against them. You know, every time you set a ball screen, they're going to be chucking you in the back. They're going to be trying to run through you defensively. Ball pressure, physicality. Guys, we got to be the shot goes up. 3-4 guys got to get hits, and the other guys got to be pursuing a rebound. We're not leaking out at all. Finishing possessions, and that will start our break. All right, hey, let's play with clear minds, man. No matter what anybody else says, our intentions have to be to play as well as we can, impact winning, play efficient basketball, and find a way to win this freaking game. And then once again, excitement for each other. When we get lost in the fight, we get lost in each other's success, this will be a lot more rewarding for us, and the game rewards that stuff. Let's go play good ball, man.
For the first time in almost a month, Michigan plays a game coming off a loss. Leach, kick it right wing. Here's a long two from Martinelli, and it's good. It's 7-0 Northwestern, Michigan's earliest hole without a point this year. Double team comes, spins it, Golden wide open, straight on a three ball. He knocks it down, deflects to Jones, feeds Burnett, now Golden, right point, heat check three! You betcha! Golden flashes three to Chrysler Center, which comes unglued. Stumbles, fades, he hooks, and gets it to go.
Yeah, this is old school Big Ten, old-fashioned rock fight, if you will.
Rebound snared by Burnett. Now he drives, left alone, goes up strong, double clutch, blows, yes, counted a foul. Sings it past his Donaldson, into Golden, who finishes. Leach, left point, he'll trigger a three, and he got it. Northwestern right back in front on the Wildcats' 5th triple in 15 drives. Jones tapped it away from Barnheiser. 2-on-1. Burnett skips to Gale, goes up strong, finishes on the right block. Counted and a foul.
Yeah, that's that next play mentality.
Sings one to Golden, catches, banks, scores. Counted and a foul.
Flag Golden is not shying away from contact.
The Gale blows by everybody, takes it to the rack and scores it with the right hand. Off the window. 34.8 left. That's to the left wing. Gives you a drive, and Burnett who thunders it down with two hands on a dynamite dime from Trey Donaldson. 69-65 Michigan.
There were 19 lead changes as the Wolverines got back in the win column with a 10th consecutive win at Chrysler.
You got to protect your home court. Everywhere you go, you're going always trying to steal games on the road, but regardless of what happened on the road, you got to protect home, and I think that's our mindset each and every night.
It's not always how many points you get, it's when you get them. Huge bucket for you late in regulation, huge bucket early in overtime. Just talk about those two moments.
Just staying ready. Not really worried about how many points I score. Just being the best teammate and a great leader out there. I know that's what's required for me. That's my role in the team, to be available and ready at any moment.
We got a deep team. I mean, we got 2, 4, 5 different groups that can come in, and 5 different players, 2 different groups, and that's how you stay fresh, honestly. Like, you just got a lot of guys, you got a lot of reps, and everybody can play at any moment.
Vlad Golden carried the load offensively. 31 points on 9 of 16 shooting on a day where the Wolverines desperately needed him.
Once I started making threes, it makes me I'm able to drive right now because people are getting a little bit closer to me. So I just took what the game gave it to me.
We got to be tougher, and we got to be more together and just keep battling, fellas. I know some of us aren't happy with the way we played individually. It doesn't matter. We found a way to win. I'm not happy with the way I coached, but I'm very, very happy that you guys found a way to win. An ugly one, a grimy one when we weren't making threes. Guys, they challenged every spot. Did they not? They challenged everything. They just muck it up, and we were able to find ways, find space against that muck to go make some plays. Credit to you guys, man. Good job. Good job. Very proud of our guys to stay the course, especially immediately after the Minnesota game when you get beat on a half-court shot. You could have a tendency to play afraid to lose. And I thought our guys, they kept their composure, they stayed together, and they played with great poise down the stretch.
Up next, a national TV battle with the Boilers. Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meyer.
proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.
It's the 18th time that Michigan and Purdue meet with both teams in the top 25, and as expected, West Lafayette is already buzzing.
They want to control their matchups. What happens when teams are trying to find their transition against us? Layups and threes and mismatches in the post. Guys, ball strong. Two-handed passes, two-handed catches, unless it's necessary to get a layup or dunk. We've got to be sure we can't let this crowd get into it because of self-inflicted wounds.
One of my keys right off the bat, turnovers for touchdowns. You got to avoid those.
And then Cox fleeces Donaldson, storms to the goal and lays it in on the right block. First was able to jar it loose. Left side Cox in rhythm 3. Yep. 5 turnovers and a 13-2 Purdue lead. Team one-hop pass, but Golden leans in, shuttles it up there and scores it. Gales in a 3-point funk, 3 of his last 25. Alley-oop to Heide from Smith on the other end. Real one-hop rebound, tapped up into the air by Pippen, then tapped it again to Burnett. He's alone, takes it and stuffs it straight on.
Well, you're not going to get it all back at once. So this is something that you're going to have to pick apart in increments.
Shot fake, jumping past Burnett. Shimmies right, drives left to elbow. Skip it inside Cheddar. Shot fake, bank scores on a reverse, counted in a foul. No look feed left corner. Kaysen got his man up with a shot fake. Takes it strong, reverses and scores. Nice move from LJ Kaysen. Intercepted by Smith. Smith, alley-oop up to first for the jam. Fourth Donaldson turnover. Number 10 for Michigan today. Jumping pass intercepted. Intended for Gale. Smith picked it off. Storms right to left, scoops and scores.
Michigan finished with a season-high 22 turnovers and never threatened the home team. The Wolverines made just 6 of 29 three-point shots, falling 91-64. Vlad Golden led the way with 14 points. Trey Donaldson, Namari Burnett, and Roddy Gale Jr. each added 11 points.
It's a hard place to play. They have like great environment, and obviously when we had a couple careless turnovers, it was hard to stop because it gave them more energy.
What is it like in the moment when you guys are looking for something, looking for anything to go your way and it just doesn't?
They played great. They took away our advantage, and we had to just find the other ways to beat them.
It was a tough start for sure with the turnovers. You know, some shots that we wish could have fell for us, and you know, I feel like those turnovers led to easy layups in transition, and then you know, once the crowd gets into it, you know, especially at Purdue, it's hard to come back from it. So everything is a learning lesson, but I really think this is like a punch in the mouth that will, you know, change our view and our approach throughout the rest of the season.
It is a humbling experience because we have to just be mature enough to get back to Ann Arbor, work with each other, and just work through that. It's easy to get apart, but good teams stay together no matter what.
Joined as always by head coach Dusty May. And Dusty, after a game like Friday night when it seems like nothing really went right for you, how do you begin deconstructing a game like that?
Well, first of all, how we respond is going to be much more important than the actual outcome of that one game. We're very disappointed in the way we performed, the way we competed. But Purdue was in a very similar situation about 3 weeks ago. They went to Penn State, and Penn State had their way with them, and they responded. I think they won 7 in a row before the Ohio State loss. So it's about what can we learn from that, how do we respond, and at the end of the day, it could make us a much better basketball team because we haven't played with the physicality we need to.
Offensively, it looked like they really kind of sped you guys up, and like, quite frankly, they were maybe a step in front of you guys for much of the night. How tough is it to get into your stuff and even like your transition offense in those situations?
Well, we're not getting stops. It's tough to get out in transition, but the first couple possessions were pivotal where we're simply trying to get it into the post, and we turn it over on a simple wing entry, and then we have our pocket picked a couple times. And when you have those mistakes, because those turn into pick sixes. So not only do you not have an opportunity to set your defense, but you're giving them quick baskets, and then you're getting the crowd involved, and they're also energizing plays. So it's on a lot of levels, it's tough to overcome those types of mistakes.
Defensively, looked like you guys tried a lot of different things to slow down Braden Smith and that Purdue offense. What do you glean about your team defensively, especially when you meet an elite point guard and there's just so little room for error?
Well, the way he managed the game and the way he makes his teammates better is impressive. He's the best point guard I've seen in recent memory. at the college level. And then obviously Wren and him Kaufman-Wren have a real unique combination where Kaufman-Wren sets great screens for him, gives him his space, and then his ability to get in the paint and finish, to make the proper reads and ball screens. And they do a nice job of playing off of him, and all the guys play with great self-awareness. So it's a tough cover.
You called this a humbling experience Friday night. How do you expect your guys to take this and run with it in the proper fashion?
Well, this was Purdue and Michigan State are known to have the toughest, most physical environment. So hopefully it will prepare us for Breslin later. But it also shows that for us to adjust in the Big Ten, we have to start being the aggressor. We have to be the first to make contact and not be the responders all the time.
Speaking of aggressor, you guys got back at it on Saturday. Just tell me how they reacted that first practice after Friday night.
It was probably our most beneficial practice of the year. We had a great film session. When I say great, we were open to criticism. We were very self-aware of what happened, and we weren't lying to ourselves. And then we went on the court, and we had a very productive hour-and-a-half practice. It wasn't intended to be that long, but spirits were up. Guys were aggressive. They were physical, and we definitely took a step in the right direction to playing much better, more competitive basketball.
After the break, Michigan's do-it-all guard and why he loves playing for Dusty. Welcome back to the show. Roddy Gale Jr. joined Michigan after 2 years at Ohio State. He says this group of Wolverines quickly formed a bond and a brotherhood that is connected on and off the court.
What made you trust Dusty?
I mean, if you just look at his resume, I feel like he has a great resume as far as, being a winning coach. And then just my first time hearing him speak is just like very analytical statistics kind of guy. So it was easy for me to believe him in what he was saying because he also had the facts and stats to back it up.
Gale enjoys the freedom with which Dusty allows them to play.
Freedom is something I've never experienced before. Just the confidence he has in each and every player is something that is very unique in nowadays college basketball. That's just the uniqueness and kind of the comfortability and confidence he has in each of his players. I feel like we've had plenty of games where somebody different has had their night. And that just kind of speaks of what, Dusty May preaches to his players.
So you're fourth on this team in scoring, third in rebounding, third in assists, tied for first in steals. You bring a little bit of everything to this team. Is that what you kind of expected of yourself coming here?
Absolutely. I knew that my versatility would be something that would stand out amongst different players in this league and even in the country. So then just try to, do whatever is required for us to win.
You like traffic, don't you?
I love traffic.
Both ends of the floor. Just talk about the physical part of the game and how you embrace it.
I know that this is a very physical league, and that's kind of how I like to play, very physical. So just try to impose my will offensively and defensively. Just try to be the most aggressive, toughest person out there. And I know that, game rewards toughness, so that's just kind of my motto.
He accelerates left to right. 1-on-3, still takes it into the paint, banks and scores.
Realistically, 4 months into knowing each other, 4 months into Dusty laying his foundation on the program. So I feel like we still got another gear as far as trusting each other on and off the court. And then once we figure that out and become one on the court, I feel like we're going to be moving like a well-oiled machine.
Back again with Coach May, and Coach Roddy Gale does so many different things. Can you talk about the mentality, the mindset a young player needs to have such a versatile skill set?
Well, Roddy got off to a great start and hit a little bit of a lull, and to see him play as well as he did at Purdue, especially in the second half, we need the second half aggression Roddy's playing with more frequently. But he's such a unique talent because he can get to the rim and draw fouls. He's a much better shooter than his percentage, and he has the ability to impact the game defensively and from a rebounding standpoint. So we need more out of Roddy, just like we do all of our guys, but he's just such a joy to be around because he's a great human being.
Where have you seen the most growth with him this year?
Most with growth with Roddy's probably been his leadership and using his voice to try to help the team do the right things, especially with a new group. He's still trying to figure out exactly what we want and need, and then also relaying that to some of the younger guys. It is challenging at times, but it seems as he's finding a comfort level in using his voice.
You touched on it earlier. Penn State beat Purdue by double digits about 5 weeks ago. A quick thought on the Nittany Lions coming into Chrysler on a Monday night.
Well, they're obviously a very, very tough opponent that does what has been our Achilles heel. They turn you over, and so that's a major concern for us going into the game is how well we value the basketball and how ball strong we are. So if we don't, it's going to be a tough game, but if we can manage to take care of the basketball and defend how I think we're going to, then we'll play much better.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
When we come back, the women go head-to-head with MSU. The 24th ranked women started their week Wednesday at number 23 Minnesota. Michigan's freshman trio continued their excellence, combining for 54 points and 20 rebounds. Mila Holloway finished with a dozen. Minnesota native Olivia Olson thrilled family and friends, putting 19 in the score sheet. And Silas Swords paced the attack with 23. The Wolverines tied a season high with 11 triples and proving it's better to give than receive, dished out 19 assists on 27 made shots. 70-65 the final from the Twin Cities.
Saturday, the Wolverines were at home to take on number 21 Michigan State. The first time ever the two programs met, with both in the top 25.
There were over 10,800 fans in attendance, the fourth largest crowd in program history. Early on, it was the seesaw battle we expected as the clubs traded the lead back and forth 5 times in the first quarter. Holloway finished with 13. Jordan Hobbs led the Wolverines with 15. Michigan was up as many as 7, hitting the break on top 33-29. But MSU took the game over with a 15-0 run to start the third. The Spartans scored 59 points after the half, led by Theron Halleck's career-high 25. State had 44 points in the paint as Michigan struggled from the floor, shooting 31% for the game. Michigan State wins 88-58. The two rivals will clash again on Super Bowl Sunday. Assistant coach Kyle Church was born and raised in North Carolina. He followed Dusty from Florida Atlantic, pushing past the comfort of his southern upbringing.
This is my first time north of Nashville, Tennessee, so this is completely different. But the Michigan brand is something I've never been a part of before. Just the scale, the importance, the success in all areas, in all walks of life.
This is improvement. Why?
Because I my body position was better, and I didn't let a direct pass.
Exactly.
In addition to recruiting, scouting, and coaching, Kyle serves as the program's general manager.
Thankfully, I'm lucky enough where I get to do a little bit of both, where I get to coach as well, kind of work in the front office, if you will, and just try to make sure that we're maximizing our resources, with that's revenue sharing, whether that's NIL, collective, champion circle, just making sure we're maximizing our resources and kind of putting an eye on the future.
So many people kind of nationally, when you zoom out, are pleasantly surprised at what's transpired here this season. Are you surprised at all what's transpired here with how quickly things have appeared to come together?
Sure, yeah. I wouldn't say surprised. I'm very happy, but also we feel like there's a lot of meat on the bone too. The season's halfway over. We still have a chance to compete for a Big Ten championship and hopefully compete in the postseason. So I expected to have a very, very competitive team right away. I think the way the teams came together has been good.
Church has been with Dusty for 12 of the last 14 college seasons. One could argue he knows Dusty as well as anyone not named Anna, May's wife.
What people probably don't know is how he is off the floor, how he mentors and treats his players, his family, his fellow coaches, just anybody is, been an unbelievable mentor for me, just a special person.
Kyle's dad, Robbie, was a very successful soccer coach. He was in charge of the Duke women's program for 22 years. Kyle said he loved both sports, but basketball became his passion. Don't forget the Wolverines are home Monday against Penn State, and then Saturday they hit the road to take on Rutgers for the first of 2 meetings this year against the Scarlet Knights. We'll see you next time.
Inside Michigan Basketball is presented by Meijer, proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.